Good morning, dear students. Once again, I would like to welcome you all. So, in the previous classes or clippings, we had already discussed about the fourth unit of a foreign exchange that was relating with the risk or else risk exposure. So, we had already taken into consideration in what manner we are exposed to the risk. So, risk is based on the transactions. At the time of transaction, we are exposed to the risk. At the same time, when we take up into the economic factors, we are exposed to the risk. And at the same time, one of the most important point, that is at the time of translation of the balance sheet, that is translation of the balance sheet of the subsidiary firms, when they are converting those currency at the home countries or else the headquarters where the firm's headquarter is situated. When you want to send your accounts to the main headquarters, at that moment of time, how you need to translate the balance sheet. We had seen the problem, we had seen each and every format on those aspects here. So when we are exposed to the risk, at the same time we are having certain techniques. By following these techniques, we can hedge over those risks here. We can cover the risk, we can cover the risk of loss here. So there are different types of techniques here. These techniques can be classified into two types here. The techniques can be classified into two types here, that is internal techniques and at the same time external techniques. So in this today's class here, we are going to concentrate only on the internal techniques. So what are these internal techniques? These are the techniques which are available within organization. These are the techniques which are available within organization or with person who is exposed but at the same time with no cost. Okay, so here when importer and exporter, when two firms are involved in the foreign exchange activities, in simple terms I'm telling here, when two firms are exposed to the risk here, these techniques can be adopted based on their understanding, based on their ideas, based on their thinking. Whatever understanding that they are having between them, they can be termed as an internal techniques, and thus there is no cost incurred. There is no cost incurred here. So that can be termed as an internal technique. So external technique ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. Okay, so you have already studied external techniques. There's just like a forward market ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ, ಪ್ರೀಮಿಯಂ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕರಿಗೆ. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿನೂ ಒನ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೀಮಿಯಂನ ನಾವು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತೈತಿ. ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತೈತಿ. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ಒನ್ ವೇ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಅದರ್ ವೇ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ಕರಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ದಟ್. But here it is not the case. We are not incurring any cost. We are not incurring any cost. It is purely based on the understanding between the firms, how we try to hedge the risk, how we try to hedge the risk here. So different types of internal techniques which are as follows here. First point is choice of currency invoicing. First point, choice of currency invoicing. Choice of currency invoicing means here importer and exporter. Importer and exporter. Suppose importer wants to make a payment in foreign currency, yes, he can make the payment. If he agrees to make the foreign currency payment, yes, that is the end. Or else if they are both importer and exporter, if the exporter ready to accept in some other currency which is stable, which is not fluctuating regularly, if they are agreeing means here, yes, they can make that also. So here ultimately the choice of currency is being done here. So any currency which are stable, if they are agreeing means here, if the firms are agreeing, yes, they can take into consideration. So that is called as choice of currency invoicing. Invoicing means here the bill, the receipt is prepared based on the understanding in what manner the in which currency the payment is being made. So that is called as choice of currency invoicing. Next is leads and lags. Leads means making hurry. Leads means making hurry to make the payment. Lag means delaying the payment. So at what circumstances leads and lags are being implemented by the firms? First point, leads means here at what case here? Suppose importer and exporter. Okay, importer and exporter. Leads, in case of leads here, the importer who has to make the payment for the purchased goods, he is making hurry here to make the payment, because today's rate is $1. $1 is equals to rupees 65. He is making hurry here because he has analyzed that within 2 or 3 days of time, this $1 price will be equal to 68. Today's rate is $1 is equals to rupees 65. Within 3 days of time, that price will be 68. So what he is making here, he has to make payment in dollars. So he wants to purchase dollars as soon as possible and make the payment. So that is called as leading, making hurry. Lagging means here he is delaying the payment, because the case is absolutely vice versa here. Because today's rate is 68. Today's rate is 68. Within 3 days of time, the price will be 65. The price will be 65. So what importer is doing here, he is making the delay to make the payment. So that is called as leads and lags. Leads means here, leading means here making hurry to make the payment. At the same time, lagging means here delaying to make the payment. That is called as leading and lagging. Next point is indexation clause in contract. Importer and exporter, the two parties who are involved in a contract, whatever demand, whatever thinking they are having, or else at the same time, in simple terms you can tell here, whatever understanding that they are having between themselves, they try to write it in a particular contract paper, and whatever clauses, whatever understanding that they have made between themselves, each and everything in terms of clause, they are going to insert it. For example, if they have made an understanding, whatever the loss occurs in the transaction, we are going to share it. This is the understanding between the two firms, that is importer and the exporter. And the sharing of loss will be 50% ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈ ತರ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, that sharing of loss 50% we are going to share ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆ ತರ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ. So that is called as indexation clause in contract. So this is one more type of technique wherein they are involved in. Next point is netting. Netting means settling for the net balance. Settling for the net balance. So I will be taking one example here. Settling for the net balance means here, example, I will take it in this manner here. Firm A and firm B. Firm A and firm B. Firm A supplies raw materials. Firm A supplies raw materials to firm B. Okay, the value of raw materials is of worth rupees 10 lakh. So currency kada laksha kodri. Okay, A firm has supplied raw materials to firm B. Okay, and one more point, firm A is in India. Firm A is in India and firm B is in United States of America. Firm B is in United States of America. So firm A has supplied raw materials worth rupees 10 lakh to firm B. Okay, and at the same time, what firm B has done here, firm B has supplied finished goods. Firm B has supplied finished goods to firm A. Firm B has supplied finished goods to firm A worth dollars 15,000. Worth dollars 15,000. On this particular day, what has happened? You take an example here. $1 is equals to rupees 60. This is the exchange rate. Okay, $1 is equals to rupees 60 and 30. Exchange rate of the firm A has supplied raw materials worth rupees 10 lakhs, and at the same time firm B has supplied raw finished goods to firm A worth rupees $15. Okay, so now firm A will not pay $15,000 to firm B, and at the same time firm B will not pay 10 lakh rupees to firm A. Instead of that, what they will do, they will make the calculation. 15,000 into 60, that will be 9 lakh. Okay, 15,000 into 60, that will be 9 lakh. So what will be the remaining balance? 10 lakh minus 9 lakh, remaining balance is 1 lakh rupees. So firm B, what they will do, firm B will pay off this 1 lakh rupees and close the transaction. So this is what netting is all about. This is what netting is all about. So here bilateral netting, yes, the same example what we have taken into consideration. Only two firms are involved here, firm A and firm B. So the nature of business wherein the companies are involved should be the same in this particular case. So that is called as bilateral netting. So ultimately speaking here, settling for the net balance, settling for the net balance is called as netting. Okay, settling for the net balance is termed as netting here. So this is the example what we can take into consideration. And at the same time, multilateral netting and multilateral netting, it usually takes place between parent company and subsidiaries. Between parent company and subsidiaries. Think that parent company, and it is having n number of subsidiaries. Subsidiary A, subsidiary B, subsidiary C, subsidiary D, subsidiary E. So what they are going to make here, subsidiary A, subsidiary B, subsidiary C, subsidiary D, subsidiary A and E ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ 5 ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅದಾವ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ನೋಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. Okay, they are going to club it. They are going to club all the subsidiaries and make it as one. Okay, and they start making the transaction here. Same type of transaction what I had shown here in the bilateral netting. Same type of transaction, same type of netting is being done here by clubbing the subsidiary. That is termed as multilateral netting. So here, whenever they are involved in receipts and payments, whenever parent company is involved in receipts and payments of amount here, they are going to club it. They are going to club the subsidiaries and show the receipts and payments. So that is termed as netting. So settling of balance, bilateral and multilateral netting. And next one is switching base of the manufacture unit. Switching the base of the manufacture unit. Take one. What is this switching the base of the manufacture unit? Volkswagen Company Limited. Volkswagen Company Limited, it is its main branch is in Germany. So we want all the Volkswagen cars here in India. So why the Volkswagen company incurs huge amount in just exchanging? What they do is that here they will just shift their manufacturing unit in India. Okay, they will find some of the plants here. Okay, they will just start manufacturing Volkswagen cars in India itself. So what they are doing here, they are minimizing the risk. They are whatever risk they are going to undertake by exchanging of currency here, they are minimizing by establishing new manufacturing unit here in India itself. So like this, various companies have undertaken this policy. If we take electronic company like a Sony, one of the famous company, they have also shifted from its headquarters to India many years ago here. So like that, shifting of a base of manufacturing unit only to the other places, that itself will be one of the major technique. And one more point, one more internal technique is swap. Swap means exchanging of the transaction. So what is this cross credit swap? So there are two types of swaps here. I'll be just explaining with this swaps. Swap means here we have already studied it in the previous classes, that is exchanging of transaction. So cross credit swap. So what is this cross credit swap? Cross credit swap means here, I'll just take an example. HSBC Bank, Infosys Company Limited. HSBC Bank, Infosys Company Limited. Now, Infosys Company Limited, the main headquarters, as we all know, that is, it is in India. It is in India. So Infosys Company Limited is having its subsidiary in United States of America, and United States of America, what subsidiary which is in United States of America, what it has done, the subsidiary company has approached HSBC Bank for loan of $1 lakh. $1 lakh. What Infosys company has done here? It has approached HSBC Bank in United States of America for worth loan of $1 lakh. Now HSBC Bank, it is denying to this fact here. Since Infosys is a foreign company, for that particular bank here, they are charging huge rate of interest and lot of complication procedures they are revealing. And so to make the process easy here, what they usually do here, and at the same time what they usually do here is that here Infosys Company Limited, the headquarters in India, okay, the headquarters in India, it becomes very difficult for this headquarters also. What they have to do, they have to supply the amount required here, $1 lakh. They have to supply the amount which is required here. So required amount what they have to supply means here, it becomes very difficult here, because they have to exchange their dollars for rupees and they have to send it there, and again exchanging factor means here lot of risk is involved. So one technique they usually follow here, that is cross credit swap. One technique they usually follow, that is called as cross credit swap here. What technique they usually follow is that here Infosys Company Limited, they approach HSBC Bank which is situated in India. The bank is having branch here in India. The main headquarters, what they do, they approach a bank in India, and what they do here in this HSBC Bank only, they deposit 60 lakh rupees. They deposit 60 lakh rupees here in this particular bank. Okay, so 60 lakh rupees deposit, they just go and keep it there in HSBC Bank branch in India. So based on this 60 lakh rupees potential, based on this 60 lakh rupees potential, what HSBC Bank will do here after making all the understanding, based on this 60 lakh rupees deposit, they are going to keep this 60 lakh rupees as a security, and if the exchange rate $1 is equals to rupees 60 on that particular day, they are going to the USA firm or else the USA USA HSBC Bank Company Limited here, they are going to lend $1 lakh to Infosys company, subsidiary company there in United States. Okay, so this is cross credit swap. Cross credit swap here. So again, I am going to tell here, Infosys company limited, if they are in need of loan here, the headquarters what is there in India, they are going to keep deposits of 60 lakh rupees in HSBC Bank, and based on this particular potential in United States of America, HSBC Bank is going to lend subsidiary firm $1 lakh. So this is called as cross credit swap. And one more swap deal is there. It is called as here, one more swap deal. It is called as back-to-back swap. This swap we have already studied in the first unit itself. That is called as back-to-back swap. So what is this back-to-back swap? Again, I would like to take an example here. Infosys company and Microsoft company. Infosys company and Microsoft company. So here think that $1 is equals to rupees 60. This is the exchange rate. $1 is equals to rupees 60. Infosys company limited, Microsoft company limited. Infosys company limited, it is having its subsidiary in United States of America. Infosys company limited, it is having its subsidiary in United States of America, and at the same time Microsoft company limited, it is having its subsidiary in India. It is having its subsidiary in India. Infosys, it is having its subsidiary in United States of America. Microsoft company, it is having its subsidiary in India. Now, for subsidiary companies, there is a need of loan. What is the loan amount that is required here? For Microsoft company limited, they need loan of 60 lakh rupees. They need loan of 60 lakh rupees. And Infosys company, they need loan of 1 lakh. Subsidiary companies again loan ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. Okay, so what Microsoft company has done here, they have approached State Bank of India. They have approached State Bank of India, and here Infosys company limited, again they have approached HSBC Bank, that is Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation. It is one of the famous, or else we can also take as Citibank. This is also one of the leading banks in the world. Okay, they have approached Citibank here. So Citibank, Infosys company has approached, and Microsoft company, they have approached State Bank of India. It now the process starts. When they have approached here, the bank is not coming forward to lend the loan, or else if they are lending the loan also, the rate of interest is very high. So Infosys company limited, Microsoft company limited, what they have done? The main headquarters of Infosys company limited is in India. The main quarters of Infosys company limited is in India, and the main quarters of the headquarters of Microsoft company limited is in United States of America. So what they are going to do? Microsoft company limited, their main headquarters, Microsoft company limited, they are going to approach Citibank. They take loan of 1 lakh rupees, they take loan, 1 lakh dollars, they take loan of 1 lakh dollars and lend that to Infosys company subsidiary. Once again I will tell you, Microsoft Company Limited, they are going to approach Citibank, the main headquarters, they are going to approach Citibank, take loan of 1 lakh dollars and give that amount to the subsidiary of Infosys Company Limited. At the same time, what Infosys Company will do here, the main headquarters of the Infosys Company Limited, they are going to approach State Bank of India, take a loan in their name of rupees 60 lakhs and lend that to Microsoft Company Limited, that is subsidiary of Microsoft Company Limited. So here simple ada, Infosys Company Limited ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಹೆಡ್ ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ 60 lakh rupees ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸಬ್ಸಿಡರಿ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. And at the same time here, Microsoft Company Limited, what they are going to do in United States of America, they are going to take 1 lakh dollars and lend that loan amount to Infosys Company subsidiary. So this is called as back-to-back swap, cross credit swap, back-to-back swap. So these are the different types of internal techniques which are involved here. So techniques of hedging, internal techniques here, this is a pure understanding between the firms itself. So types of internal techniques, choice of currency invoicing. Here choice of currency invoicing means here the currency, whatever the choice they are going to make here, based on their demand, based on their want, based on their choice, the payment is being done here. Leads and lags. Leads and lags means here to make the payment, hurry is being they are going to make the hurry. Lags means here they are going to delay for the make the payment. Indexation clause means here they are going to insert certain amount of clauses during the contract, whatever contract they are indulged into, for that clauses they are going to indulge here. Netting, settling for the net balance. Bilateral netting, multilateral netting. Here only two bilateral netting, only two firms are involved. Here multiple firms are involved here in multilateral netting. Switching base of manufacture unit. Here the base of manufacture unit only is switched from one country to another country. And at last swap, that is exchanging of transaction. Here cross credit swap, back-to-back swap. So I have explained each and every swaps techniques here. So in the coming class, or else in the next coming clip, I am going to explain you regarding the external techniques. So we have already studied regarding the external techniques, and I am going to make or else stress on certain problems here based on the external techniques, that is forwards, futures, future contract, forward contract, options, and based on the options certain problems are there. I am going to stress on that here. So in the upcoming class I am going to tell on that aspect, that is external techniques. Thank you.